Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to TTTV. You know what day of the week that is? Everyone's favourite day of the week, which is a Friday. And it is time for a little special race we got for you tonight in store on the TTFL League side. We have got a special race as it is the end of the season. Obviously, the Drivers' Champion has been won, and also Constructors has been won. Drivers, respectfully, has Hamilton has won the Drivers' title, and obviously for Season 3 and retired. And McLaren have wrapped up the Constructors at Brazil. So, which means it leads down to a little bonus we got for you installed tonight. So this bonus I got for you installed tonight then is we are live with one-shot quali and 100% race distance. Yes, you have heard me right, 100% race distance, and we are live at the A1 Ring, or known as Red Bull Ring, around Austria. And what a great place to do it, in the hills of Spielberg, where the sound is alive to the sound of the V6 hybrid engines roaring around for, I believe 70 to 71 laps, I believe. So it is great to be back at Austria for this special race. And you got me in the box as Steph. Now, however, I am going to be joined with guest commentator, or commentators, depending on if they're both turned up or anything happened. So obviously Jack was supposed to join me in the box straight away, but obviously he's out with family commitments at the moment, so maybe he'll be able to join me during the race. I have sent invites out. If not, I have got a standby to back me up during the race as well. So we will see what will happen from then. So then, around Austria then, that has 10 corners, even though I like to call it 9 corners, even though the FIA have classed the 2018 season with a little kink just after between turn 1 and original turn 2 to be kinked as a corner. So therefore, the turn 2 is just before the hairpin at the top of the hill on after turn 1. So obviously, yeah, Austria has 10 corners situated in the Austria right ring, just outside. So Spielberg has been modified. First raced in since the 1980s, where it used to be a longer distance track itself. So obviously turn 1 used to be carried on straight on, well beyond the runoff areas and beyond to like chicane, and loop around back onto literally the back part of the circuit. And then obviously cancelled out for a few years and then came back in the late 90s, known as the A1 Ring itself. Obviously situated with the 9 corners, though the runoff areas were still gravelled at the time. So obviously again is a case of drivers skilled until early 2000s, when they decided not to race there again, until very recently in season 2015, 2016, when they brought it back in again to Austria, where obviously they added a bit more safety features into it since its days to make it all safe and everything up now. So it is again great to be here, Austria. It is a fast flowing track. Lap times we can see to like the 1 minute 5 regions. So see what the drivers can push out in terms of lap times. Again though, it is a one-shot quali, so the driver's a bit under pressure here tonight in terms of getting the grid spots. But however, with it being in the race, should be a bit more relaxed and more endurance. Obviously, it is a short track. Weather can play a factor in this as well. Although, by looking at it, they set the weather to dries, unfortunately, so we're not going to expect any rain at all, which is unfortunate, really, because I'd really like to see a bit of rain in Austria, just to, throw something in the elements, but still, got to respect everything. And it'll be interesting for the drivers to see how they can cope with 100% race distance compared to league rules where it's all compared to 50%. So with them being 50%, they've got to fix on, okay, just one stop strategy and then crack on. with 100%, anything can happen. You know, you can switch it from a 1-stop to a 2-stop, although we're more likely to see a 2-stop than it is a 1-stop, again depending on driver setup, ability and driving styles all into the mix as well. So we have got 16 drivers here so far tonight, which is a great turnout for this event. And whoever who is highlighted on the link up for like qualifying wise, as is standard as a default, whoever is light up will be my guinea pig tour guide around Austria in qualifying conditions, hoping they don't not invalidate lap. So 16 drivers in. 16 drivers representing their team they've raced in Season 3. All for one prize, which is the Challenge Cup trophy. And the perks of that, you'll be awarded onto the honours list as well. So the winner who wins the Challenge Cup tonight will be on the honours list and has a little trophy next to him as well to represent them that I have won the Challenge Cup. Even though they will have teammates themselves, it's everyone for themselves. So it's a bit like a free-for-all. So we will not expect, you know, teammates letting each other go free, you know, respectful wise. We will expect them all up there to be battling out, all for that one trophy. As we now just literally waiting now for everyone just to ready it up, as it is approaching, gone past 8 o'clock to be precise. So hopefully, you know, we should be getting underway very soon. Also, you can see we've got very few familiar names in there as well. We have got the McLaren constructors duo in there with Spike and Spaghetti Chips there, both showing the honours of winning the constructors in the constructors challenge, constructors cup for season 3. Obviously, the absence of the driver, season 3 drivers champion is obviously retired. So pretty much everyone out there now will be going all out to enjoy themselves, and everyone there is now lighting up, getting ready, which is great to see. Now we're just literally, you know, just waiting up for everyone to go through. Obviously, Lambo there coming in as a reserve as well to join in on this to see if he can grab something out of this as well. Being runners up for season 2, so close to clinching the title, and also the Challenge Cup as well. He'll be eyeing for something out of this as a resurgence. We also got Povin as well as a reserve as well, joining into the mix with things as well. Also got Leroy Farmer as well, a very new driver coming in as well. We'll see if he can be up for grabs as well. We've got very few quick drivers. We've also got Siege, we've also got Spike as well, and Fletcher, C3, Alan K, Rapid, and many others as well. So it is all great to see mostly everyone having a full grid here. So yeah, going into qualifying now, it is a one-shot quali. So, like I said, whoever I am on board with for qualifying wise, will be my guinea pig tour guide. No matter where place they are on the grid on this occasion, they'll be my guinea pig for a tour guide. As long as I don't invalidate the lap, obviously I'll still be on board if they do invalidate, depending where they are, and still carry on as normal. So then going into qualifying then for a one-shot quali, and we're going to be on board with Struth then for this one-shot quali then. So Struth will be my guinea pig guide around Austria then. 10 corners, even though I like to classify it as 9, but it is 10 corners. And still representing the Salva then, teammate with Sinclair. Also, for those who know who's watching, known as Darren Sinclair, for he recently joined the TTG Esports team. So, in terms of Salva's performance this season, since Struth and Sinclair now and his teammates. They've been putting in great results, so them two have a perfect harmony in terms of everything. So then on board then with Struth then heading up towards turn 1. It's very crucial here to get your breaking point here at turn 1 because you can easily lose a ride on exit there. Well, Struth there demonstrates it nice and easy. So there we go, heading up towards the kick off turn 2, which is this bit here, which is turn 2. Going through nice and fine flat out, heading out to turn 3, heavy braking uphill will there give you advantage then, and obviously traction on the exit. Again, nice again, DRS open for the 3rd time. There is 3 DRS zones on this track. Heading down towards turn 4 and then downhill braking is crucial here to not lock up here whatsoever. Getting nice and tight there on the exit, apex there, which he does nicely. And Struth there's off his goes. Now heading up towards turn 5 then. Medium space corner here. Again, keeping nice and tight on the apex there, and again on the exit, and then into turn 6. Again, nice and tidy around turn 7. And up towards turn 8, 9, 10. Again, nice and covered there for so far from Struth. And last corner here. Again, keeping it nice and tight there. Very nice and tidy lap there from Struth. And it puts it up into P7 and 1 minute 5.1. So, congratulations, thank you very much there, Struth there, for putting us up good position there on P7. And we'll go through with the grid running order there. So then with the one-shot quality there, very quick action here. Obviously, haven't been keeping an eye on the timings who got pole there, but here we go then. We've got KLC then up in pole there, along with Poe, starting alongside in P2. Sinclair then P3, Steez in P4, with Lambert in P5, Fletcher in P6. Struth there in P7, Spaghetti in P8, C3 in P9, Mays is in 10th, Spike in 11th, Suarez in 12th, Rapid in 13th, Maximus in 14th, Damien B up in 15th there, Ali K in 16th, and Leroy is starting in 17th. Then obviously not set lap time there for track extending. So that is your grid then, heading into the very intense Austrian Grand Prix 100% race distance. So then, heading into the race then, who have you got your bets on? Who do you think is going to win the Challenge Cup? Feel free to put it down in the comments below if you feel free to do so, or just sit back, relax, enjoy your Friday evening in your nice comfy sofas or gaming chairs and just watch the race. Still, there are plenty of people there that'll be eyeing up contentions there to grab the cup. You also got Spike, Siege, Lambo, Poe is a dark horse in there, also Fletcher, also Sinclair as well. So, you know, you got familiar names up there, but also don't write everyone else out of the field though, they all have a chance as well. You know, everyone has a great chance here of grabbing a trophy. It's all down to how they play out their race and how they push it and how they, you know, use it as a strategic option. So then with the formation lap then underway then. KRC then leads away the field then. So obviously everyone in the top 10 excluding Lambo, Struth, Spaghetti then will be starting on the Ultras. Obviously the ones I just mentioned have been excluded is obviously starting on the Super Softs. Obviously for those who didn't qualify in the top 10 then we've got Spike Suarez and Spike Suarez starting on Super Soft, along with Rapid in P13 starting on Ultras, along with Maximus. Damien B and NK opted to go on the soft tyre, which is the hardest compound going, and Leroy starting on the Super Softs then. And obviously they're KLC then decided to take an unorthodox warming up period there, not ideally where he wanted, and gone off into the wall. So, you know, very interesting in terms of strategy there from across the field then. Obviously the ultra soft tyres, you know, they can last about a few laps. Obviously with it being a 20%, they should be able to last, I'll probably say what, lap 13, lap 15? But again, you know, anything can happen. Obviously again, safety car is involved in this race. So, you know, Again, the drivers have just got to be mindful. It is 100% race distance. It is 71 laps precisely around this track, which is a track time of roughly averaging in the race. You can probably see lap times being roughly around about the 1 minute 8 area is the average lap time. That's when obviously when the fuel starts depleting down quicker, and they are carrying exactly the full amount of fuel normally required in a real life F1 race. So then everyone's over there lining up ready for lights out. So here we go then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights out, and away we go for 100% race around Austria in the Challenge Cup. How's the starts looking? Oh, the drivers are getting a bit aggressive there. That is the Toro Rosso, the Lambo, trying to go around the outside, free ride abreast, but again, they all get through there nice and cleanly. No one there spinning off whatsoever. That is a great start there from everyone so far. Then heading up towards turn 3. Again, side-by-side action there with Poe leading the way with KSC going up the inside there. Again, side-by-side there. And Lambo, they're going off wide in the background there as well. Again, keeping it nice and tidy there. Again, feels so very bunchy. Being 100% race, all thinking about strategy there. Poe going down the inside around turn 4. Can he make a stick? A little bit light contact there, but again, gets away with it. Meanwhile, the Lambo is also making positions up, battling up with Fletcher there, still side-by-side. Around turn 6. Again, keeping side-by-side there. Again, equally giving him out enough room there. Still maintaining a battle there between Lambo and Fletcher there. I think Fletcher there's got the upper ground if he keeps the inside line. But at the moment, Lambo is not giving up whatsoever. Fletcher's still there. And Lambo there has to concede because the two corners are in Fletcher's favour then. So obviously, after lap 1 then, KLC then leading away with Poe behind him. With Sinclair behind him. Meanwhile though, there is a Red Bull. And that is a Red Bull of C3 there. Battling with Struth there. And he gets through turn 1. Yes, he does. So C3 up into P7, Struth and P8. Spaghetti then watching this battle very carefully. Although he has got Rapid right behind him now. So he's got to be very careful where he's going to plant his move. Meanwhile though, that's the stab of Struth there going defensive there. Rapid there making up a move then. And obviously Spaghetti they're losing out more places. This time he's also losing out to Spike as well. And obviously again, this is a battle here for 7th place here. C3 there trying to break away from it. Struth then under huge pressure there from Rapid. Rapid trying to break through as much as quickly as possible. Going round the outside this time. And obviously decided not to go for it. Struth then maintains position at the moment. Spike though watching in the background. Suarez and Spaghetti there are also battling in the background as well within this train. So Spaghetti then obviously battling on the moment. Rapid though still on the back of Struth, trying to find a move past him as quick as possible. Meanwhile though, Poe sets a 1 minute 7.9 is the fastest lap time then. Meanwhile though, on board with Rapid and Struth then. Struth then still hanging on for dear life. DRS will be inactive. Struth then, Rapid then taking advantage of DRS down this second part of the straight here. Spike is also following through as well. So Rapid's up a place up into P8. Spike's also there, but he's gone deep. So is Rapid. And this is all bringing it up into contention again. Free right down this main back straight here. And also Struth there as well. So don't make it full right, guys. Please keep it within 3 as possible. Again, Spike there getting through. And Spaghetti there is also getting through as well. And this time it's battling Spike. Spike's trying to be now the more defensive now because he's got some of his teammate. He's now classed as a rival in this series at the moment. Again, Spike hanging out his teammate for a dry. Rapid though trying to come free on the inside. Oh, Spaghetti here. And Spaghetti's not letting him having it whatsoever. Spaghetti now just hangs on for now for P9. So, Spike then up to P8. Spaghetti up in P9. Struth, Rapid down to P10. Struth up into P11. And again, this is a massive battle here for P8 on the grid at the moment. Also got to keep an eye out for the front runners as well. Rapid here, going for another move again for battle for P9. Not just making it at the moment, although we'll switch down to P3 because we have got Sinclair building up on the back of KLC. He's also got Siege for Company. Again, he'll also get himself highlighted ready for the overtake movements going at the moment. Sinclair now eyeing up a move on KLC, but at the moment just a little bit too far back. Meanwhile though, focusing back on this train. Whilst I get myself highlighted ready for back later on. Rapid then trying to go around the outside of Struth. Can he make it stick? It's still side by side. Struth there hangs on for at the moment. Struth up into P10. Rapid still looking P11. Oh, they make a contact there, but again, luckily not losing the back end. And as Poe left the session, Poe has left the session. He's lost his internet connection. He had this issue again yesterday in the TTL race. Hopefully he can get back to us ASAP. So the positions there at the moment is due to Poe's connection loss. So I'm hoping he can get back straight away, and yes, he has. Poe has come back straight away, which is a good sign to see. Now he's got a lot of work to do to catch up again. Meanwhile, though, the McLarens are straying away from this battle here for the last points position in the race. And meanwhile, though, as that's all going on at the moment, watching the battle at the front, we've got to change the position for lead. Sinclair making a move on KFC. He made it covered, but he's lost his ground there because he went wide, and he's lost out to 2 positions there. KFC then takes the race lead. He's got Siege at the moment. So Siege at the moment in the good spot at the moment. P2. Meanwhile, though, Fletcher and Sinclair, them two having a great ding-dong battle here so far. Have been throughout the league so far. And Fletcher there up into P3. Sinclair down to P4. Lambo is right behind as well, watching this battle here. So this is a 5-car train here for effectively P1. But don't rule out C3 and Poe as well, because they're not very far away from this battle as well, because they're just up the road here as well. So the longer these 5 here battling so far, it will invite them two into contention as well. As the field's still very closely and compact and tight here so as well. So KLC then leading the way on lap 6. He has got Siege and Fletcher behind him. Again, all within reasonable distance, and again, all got DRS behind him apart from KLC. Spike there getting a 3-second penalty. That's not going to benefit him whatsoever in the race. Getting up to round turn 3, all not planning for a move, they're all being tactically minded here. Meanwhile, though, there is a change of position. That is C3 dropping down a few places here. Dropped down to a lot of chunk here. He's lost out to Poe, although he's on the back of Poe trying to go for a move. Poe there's got the move covered at the moment. So C3 then just a little bit excited maybe on his tyres, maybe. Just got final way past Poe at the moment. It's got a long way to go at the moment. Meanwhile, though, the McLaren boys, Constructors Champions here, although now be classed as rivals in this race because it's every man and Challenge Cup. This why is a challenge for a reason. Although, looking at it, Spaghetti is the quicker driver than Spike. Although, is he going to go for a move? Watching on board with Spike. Spaghetti looking for a move? Not at the moment. Trying to intimidate Spike, but Spike will not let him have it. Being the Season 1 World Champion, he knows what's coming and what moves are planting. Spaghetti then looking for a move. Going down the inside, around the outside of turn 2, which comes inside for turn 3. Is he going to make it stick? It looks like he has. The question is, who's got DRS? None of them have. None of them have got DRS at the moment. Although the camera angles I've got are quite poor at this moment, but still keeping on board. Spike, meanwhile, just has to settle for P9 at the moment. Meanwhile, though, as it's all going on there, obviously, Poe still maintains P6 ahead of C3. Meanwhile, though, the front lot of the train still very close here. They're very even on pace here as well. So again, though, KFC has the advantage though, being in clear air. His tyres will not be punished whatsoever. While like the cars behind him, also in the dirty air, will be heavily affected on the tyre wear in terms of temperature. Although Siege is looking for a move, he is getting very close here, but no, he's not making the mistakes. He has got Fletcher behind him. Fletcher will have to double toe. The question is, where can he make the move? Siege is making the move on KFC, around the outside of turn 3. Can he make himself stick? Not at the moment. Can he go for a switchback? No, he's not. Fletcher's looking for the switchback though. He's going for the attempt on it. Siege still side by side with Fletcher. Fletcher's got the toe advantage along with DRS. Siege has not got DRS advantage. Oh, a little bit of contact with wheels there. And Fletcher is up into P2. Siege down into P3 then. So Siege going for the move on, attempting to go for a move on KFC is costing a bit of time and the place to Fletcher there. So Fletcher is the next man to tackle for the front. Meanwhile though, we have got Maximus in the pits already. Maximus then is in the pits. What is up with Maximus? He's just coming out of the pits now. So he won't be long till he'll be lapped at least. Meanwhile though, the massive train here for P1. It is only on lap 8. Drivers here still going strong. No, the grip's still there. It's full grip as it's meant to be. Siege there under pressure here by Lambo. Lambo going for the overtake into turn 1, but decided to back out of it. Caesar going off wide. Lambo here's got the opportunity here. Can he make the attempted move from here? Heading up towards turn 2. And also there's a battle here for the front as well. Fletcher and KLC. Can they make it stick for around turn 3? Oh, very close there. Fletcher goes a bit wide and goes off the track there. KLC gets position. Siege and Lambo still going side by side here as well. Again, Lambo there gets P3. Siege down into P4 now. Fletcher still maintains P2. KLC still maintains the lead. Sinclair then, and also Poe are also in this train as well, watching what's going on in front. They're being very tactically wise and thinking what can happen ahead. So this is effectively a 6-car train here for P1. It's only on lap 9. Obviously, multiple cars around them are on different type of strategy in terms of tyres that are on at the moment. Obviously, the Ultra Softs seem to be working at the moment in favour, but again, they will start to be dropping off very soon. Super Softs will be switching into their zone, switching their zone's entire performance, so they'll be starting to feel, you know, a bit more lively in those tyres and make them feel useful in terms of getting stuff longer. Meanwhile though, we have Spike. Spike is in the pits then. So Spike is into the pits. What tyres is he on? He's on the Super Softs. So, oh, he's got wing damage. Spike's got wing damage. That's not going to help him whatsoever. Meanwhile though, Siege is going on to P1. Obviously, the drivers are making mistakes at the moment. And obviously, Fletcher then. Fletcher's dropped back. So, obviously, Fletcher then making some contact somewhere, along with KLC as well. And obviously, they've both got wing damage. Now, this is excitement that's going on now then. So, with Siege then leading the way. And he's under pressure here by Sinclair. Sinclair trying to go around the outside. Siege are making contact. Siege and Sinclair make contact. And also, Poe did. He got into contact in that as well. So, luckily, Poe then got away with it. Sinclair and Siege contacted there. Luckily, I hope he didn't get away with damage. And Siege has got wing damage as well. So Siege, he'll be more likely coming into the pits as well. And also Lambo as well. So Lambo then also got caught up in the misery as well in that train. That's the problem when you fight in the passage of a long train there. You're always going to be a benefit to get wing damage. So obviously Siege then going into pits. And also Lambo as well. All happening within the first 11 laps of this race. So Sinclair then leads the way with Poe in second, C3 in third, and Sagay there in fourth as well. And this will promote other drivers then to come up. So obviously Lambo, Siege and KFC will be now opting to go onto a 2-stop strategy. Meanwhile though, battle for P8 involving Leroy, Struth, Base and Damien B then. Mays then trying to look for a move and decides to pull out the move. Leroy then trying to make an overtake on Suarez. Leroy then getting up into P7. Suarez had to concede and go for P8, although he has got DRS in still by side with Leroy. Heading down towards turn 4. Leroy, Suarez then gets the move covered into P7. Leroy not giving up whatsoever. He is trying to through move around turn 5. And at the moment goes around the outside turn 5, which comes inside for turn 6. Side by side around turn 6. And Leroy then gets a place back. Suarez has just to concede. Although he's got to be careful, he has got Struth right behind him now. Around turn 7 and turn 8. Yeah, no. Struth though looking for a move. He's trying to go around the outside of turn 9. Very odd orthodox. Can he make it stick around turn 10? Around he goes off track for it though. So he's gone off track to make the move up into P8. Although he should be eyeing up for a position change on that one. Being off track. Mays meanwhile is attacking Suarez. Has Mays got the move covered? Yes, he's gone, although he's gone deep. Mays has gone deep and he's come back on track, although he's back ahead of Struth. So Mays is up into P8. He would have been up to P7, but he overshot the corner in turn 1. So Suarez is up into P7, Mays in P8, Struth in P9. Meanwhile though, Fletcher is in the pits. And is he going to come out behind this battle then? Between KLC and Alan K. It's going to be very tight. They're so side by side. After turn 1 of the exit there. KLC then battling Fletcher then up into turn 3. Alan K there just watching what's going on. Fletcher then just keeps ahead of KLC. Although KLC has now got DRS. Side by side heading down towards turn 4. What's it going to be like? KLC being a late breaker. And obviously Fletcher then outsmarted him. KLC trying to do that switch back. Round turn 5, a little bit touch on the grass and a bit of contact there, but it still maintains side by side. And Fletcher then gets the move done and keeps ahead of KLC. Meanwhile though, battle for P2 with Poe, C3 and Spaghetti then. This is battle for P2. Poe then with no DRS, his defences is touching the grass there, that's not going to help him. Almost nearly lost the car as well. C3 up into P2, now into turn 3. Can he make it stick and covered? Yes he does. Spaghetti now looking for a move. And obviously make a little bit of contact there with Poe, but gets away with it. Again, they both have the arrest though. The slipstream in C3 for P2. C3 there keeps control of P2. Poe into P3. Spaghetti into P4. Meanwhile though, here's a battle going on between Lambo and Spike. Spike going inside of turn 3. Very close in contact there. Maybe just a little bit of a brush. Then Lambo there keeps P10. Spike meanwhile is still looking for a move. He's going to go for a move down in turn 4, is he? Side by side into turn 4. Inside line lock up there. Not making contact there. And fairly pushes out Lambo there around the exit of turn 5 then. So Spike then is up into P10. Lambo down into P11. Meanwhile though, Poe is into the pits and Fletcher's retired. Fletcher and Siege has retired. And they lost it down to turn 3, turn 4. Oh, that is a disappointment there between them two. It is 100%. So Siege and Fletcher there being the first 2 retirements. Maybe they come together on the back straight of turn 3 and turn 4. Question is, will it be a safety car? At the moment it's still green flag, at the moment it's still pushing on. Meanwhile though, Spaghetti and C3 battle for second place here, still ongoing. Debris there off Fletcher's car then. Spaghetti going down the inside of C3. C3 leaving the door wide open there. And KFC is retired as well. KFC is retired as well. Where is he retired? Yellow flags there. Looks like he's heading up towards the on the pit lane entrance there. So KFC then being the third person then to retired. And oh, and that's C3. What has happened to C3? C3 then lost it around turn 5. He was battling with Spaghetti just a moment ago. What has happened to C3? But still, he's still pushing on though. He's behind now, behind Poe, and that's not going to help him whatsoever. So C3's got a lot of work to do, and probably considering maybe going to the pits very soon. With that spin, that might going to hamper his tyres a little bit, but he's still pushing on though. So C3 still carrying on, thinking he can get something out of the bag here. Meanwhile though, Suarez has overtaken Alan Kay then for P12. So the width of the field then just starting just a little bit, just to calm down a little bit on things here. We'll go through the running order then. So as of lap 15 then, we got Sinclair then in P1 with Spaghetti in P2, Rapid in P3, Leroy in P4, Street in P5, Maze in P6, Poe in P7, C3 in P8, Damien in P9, Lambo in P10 is actually top 10 so far, with Spike in 11, Suarez 12, Alan Kay 13, and Max Smith 14th. So that is your running order so far then. Obviously with KFC, Fletcher and Siege very recently being the retirements in this race. Meanwhile though, Lambo and Damien B then. Lambo getting up into P9, Damien B has to settle for P10 then. So Lambo's next target is C3. And obviously with Lambo making a pit stop already, he'll be having more grippy and advantage tyres on than C3 does. Come around turn 9 and then into turn 10, then Poe meanwhile sets fastest lap time on 17.4. Lambo going side by side with C3, then made straight with DRS advantage. And job done then just before turn 1 then, so Lambo then up into P8. C3 has to consider taking P9 then. Although he has got to be very careful then, he also has got Spike behind him as well. Spike also again making on a made the pit stop already. He's on the soft tyres, the hardest compounds going here tonight. Meanwhile though, Poe and Maze going side by side in turn 4. Poe then making a move up into P6, Maze down into P7. Meanwhile though, focusing on C3 and Spike. Spike on the lock up and making a contact there with C3, but hopefully didn't get away with any damage here whatsoever. So Spike then, you having a little bit of a lock up, wasn't expecting the reactions there. And just has to consider staying behind C3 just a little bit longer, knowing that Lambo is escaping. Although Spike is on the hardest compound going, we can probably see him not coming into the pits, maybe throughout the race, maybe, or maybe even latest he can probably go lap 58. So Spike then trying to make the early ground here. He's got DRS side by side with C3. Can he get it done by turn 1? Very close here, but Spike then just gets the move done just before turn 1 then. So Spike then up into P9 then. And he is in prime position here. Maybe to potentially get the lead going, or maybe take over the lead once the front runners start to pit. So then with C3 then just starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe the sign of his tyres getting a bit old. He's just getting a little bit worse for wear. Obviously with 100% races you can push a bit more on your tyres and a bit more lenient on them. And Fletcher there has also just left the session there, so very unfortunate for Fletcher then, also with Siege and KLC then also retiring. It is 100% races, 100% endurance. Meanwhile though, Poe is chasing on the back of Struth then. So battle for P5 is on the cards there for Poe then. Again, very tactical here, getting a good exit around turn 1, which he does. A very good exit, in fact. He's right on the back of Struth, and he's got DRS going as well. So heading up towards turn 2 then, side by side with Struth. Struth has got the inside line for turn 3, if he can make a late darting charge on the brakes. And Struth there goes deep. Struth there just gifted Poe the literally P5 there. Literally going deep into turn 3. And that's literally setting back right back there. So Poe then taking a very huge advantage there, or Struth's mistake then, making him out late, break himself. He's putting himself up into P5. Meanwhile though, Leroy then started to chase in on Rapid then. Obviously both on 17 lap old tyres, but just different compounds. Obviously Super Softs can last much longer than the Ultras. Obviously Rapid's tyres are just, Rapid's is Ultra Softs, it's just starting to drop away. And coming into favour more of Leroy's then. So Leroy there with DRS heading up towards turn 1. Helps himself get closer here. If he gets a good entry and exit here, it benefit on the back straight here. Just goes a little bit wide there. Maybe picking up a warning, because it can easily happen around Austria. Heading up towards turn 2 into turn 3 now. Again, still with DRS active though. He's still very close here. Also got switched back to the battle with Lambo. Because Lambo is making a move on Maze into turn 3. Has Lambo got the move done? Yes, he does at the moment. Although Maze will have a little back on him because he has got DRS advantage. Although Maze is probably just a little bit too far back to try and challenge the moves then. So Lambo up into P7, Maze into P8. Meanwhile though, focusing battle here for P3 here. Still getting featured on the honours cards. If you're getting P2 and P3, you get a little bit of medal next to your name. Leroy then trying to go for Rapid here around turn 9, but nothing of it whatsoever. Poe now is on the back of this battle going as well, so this is a battle here for P3. Poe then with the opportunity slot to get the double slipstream in tow. Leroy trying to look for a move. Is he going for a move down turn 1? Side by side with Rapid. Again, very tight. The Rapid still hanging around the outside of the defence. He keeps it going. Leroy then losing out on the exit there, and he's now got Poe coming up on the inside of turn 2. Which comes outside of turn 3. They're going three wide here. Poe then gets himself up into double position here, up into P3. Rapid in keeping hold of P4. Leroy has to settle for P5 then. So Poe then being the biggest gainer out of that lot. Got himself onto P3. Rapid down to P4 at the moment, but battling with Leroy. Heading down to turn 4. Rapid then keeps it covered up. He's gone deep. Leroy can have an opportunity around turn 5 with keeping in the inside. Yes, he does at the moment. Although Rapid can go for the inside in turn 6, but not at the moment then. So Leroy up into P4, Rapid down into P5. Again, looks like there's signs of those Ultra Softs just starting just to eke away in more terms of performance each lap. And that is a slow car. Is that Maximus there going very slow on the back straight there? Yes, it is. That is Maximus there going very slowly around turn 9 and turn 10. Maybe just keep away for the lap car runners. But no, he's opted to retire. Maximus there decided to call it a day then. And he'll be the next person then to be down as a DNF then. Meanwhile though, Spike is making a move on Maze while Maze is in the pits then. So Maze is in the pits then. 20 laps on those Ultra Softs, which is a good lap stint. And he bolts himself on let's just set of Super Softs then. So Maze then potentially maybe going for 2 or 1 stop here. Let's see how he fares out. We're keeping an eye on Maze's performance though. Meanwhile though, Rapid still on the back of Leroy. Still on 20 lap old Ultra Softs. Maze has managed to get 20 laps here so far, although the leaders are also out there at the moment. Sinclair's also out there on lap 20, or should I say now 21 lap old Super Ultras. And he's still pushing on, but Rapid is starting just to fall away from Leroy then. and still pushing on. And that's a very late call there from Rapid there, coming into pits, not taking the orthodox line then of coming into pits, but comes in anyway. So lap 22 then. What tyres will Rapid go on then? It is a set of super soft tyres then, so Rapid then maybe will be able to get ahead of C3, where C3 is coming into pits as well. And obviously Damon there maybe potentially jump his teammate. Depends where Rapid is on the terms exit. So there's Rapid there on the exit there. Damien then, he gets ahead out of Damien then. So Rapid then is out ahead of Damien and Suarez as well. Although Suarez is also on the back of Damien with the arrest of advantage here. Heading around turn 2 then. Side by side, heading around turn 3. He's going to break first then. Side by side around turn 3. Is Suarez got the move? Yes, he has. He's covered up Damien there. Damien trying to turn in, but still Suarez is there and had to give up the position. So Damien then down in P10, Suarez in P9, although Damien's not giving up whatsoever. He's going to go for a move down turn 4, just a little bit too back there for Damien. So then, next victor then will be Struth and Lambo then. I'll see Lambo there on younger set of tyres and Struth there on 21 lap old super softs. Maybe Lambo just probably struggled just a little bit to get them tyres working in his favour. Struth then looks like he's closing in a little bit, but starting to lose out a little bit in time. But obviously with the being 22 lap old super softs, they're starting to lose a little bit more performance. But still maintaining good decent pace though. But Lambo there just starting to break away a bit, trying to chase down the cars ahead of him. Meanwhile though, Dan Sinclair in the world of his own, in his own element, up in the front on 22 lap old ultra softs there, so not bad going there for Darren then. Literally pushing on with 22 into 23 lap old ultra softs. Obviously, the next car ahead of him is a lap car of C3, who just recently made a pit stop, so be all very interesting at the moment. Again, the field just starting to just break away a little bit and gapping itself out, going into the little calm stage just to literally recharge the batteries, waiting for chasing up the next opponent. Again though, Darren Sinclair though is in the prime spot at the moment, the hot seat to be on the honours list with the trophy of the Challenge Cup of Season 3. Although Spaghetti and Poe though still do not rule them out. There might be like 7 to 12 to 13 seconds respectfully, but anything can happen in this 100% race. Meanwhile though, Damien's into the pits and he's started on a set of softs and he's going on a set of super softs then. So Damien then heading out then on the set of super softs then. It'll be the last man to come over, and that is Darren Sinclair there to come around to lapping as well then. So that's one less traffic there for Sinclair then to get through. But still though, nearest battle going, who can I say is nearest battle going? For say C3 and Alan Kay then. Obviously Alan Kay out there on 23 lap old softs. C3 then chasing up to him on 2 lap old super softs. Obviously Alan then will be just, he's thinking of the long run. Alan, he has a very tactically minded head and like always likes to go on the hardest compounds going, just trying to eke it out, thinking and ready for anything that's happening up ahead, can benefit out of this. But meanwhile though, C3 is catching him on the rating knots. One compound softer, but lap terms difference of distance travelled is completely different. C3 then with DRS heading up towards Alan Kay, heading up towards turn 1. Again, keeping nice and stable, get very good on the exit there, C3. Get again another bite of the chair on DRS, heading up towards turn 2. Alan Kay will be knowing that C3's there. Around turn 2, heading out towards turn 3. Side by side into turn 3. And C3 there gets the move done then on Alan Kay then. So Alan Kay down to P12, C3 out to P11. Meanwhile though, Sinclair is into the pits. Question is, where is Leroy? It is very close here on Leroy, but Sinclair then, it's just done enough then to get out ahead of Leroy then. So that is very vital there for Sinclair to get out ahead of Leroy. And not very far I believe not very far behind Poe either. So 7 seconds behind Poe, and also not far away from Spaghetti then. So Sinclair then is practically net P1 at the moment. So Spaghetti and Poe then will be starting to consider thinking of pitting. Although Spaghetti can go a little bit more further than Poe will probably win on his ultras. But again, all down to tactically minded on their strategy. Lambo though starting to chase on the back of Leroy though, so we'll be switching on to that one in particular. So Lambo then chasing down the back of Leroy. Meanwhile, Poe has opted to come and respond to Darren's pit stop then. So Poe then is been triggered by Darren's pit stop and try to keep within the same strategy as much as possible. Obviously then Poe is going on for a set of softs that should clearly get him to the end of the race now. Meanwhile though, Lambo and Leroy then battle for effectively P3 at the moment. Also Streep is also in the pits as well. Lambo then going for a move with Leroy, going up towards 10-3. Great aerial shot here. Has Lambo got the move covered? Yes, he has. Leroy trying to go for a switch back. No, it's not. So Lambo then up to P3, Leroy down into P4, Poe in P5, and Spike is very behind Poe here. So Spike then is behind Poe. Oh, so Poe made a pit stop and he's on fresh tyres, but it's going to take a little while to warm them up and get them going. Spike trying to go for the inside, a bit late lunge, a little bit contact that, but get away with it. Obviously Poe then will be still trying to heat up his tyres as much as possible coming out the pits. Won't be up into optimal temperature at least another lap or two. So this is, if Spike's going to make a move, he is going to do it ASAP and try and get ahead of Poe before his tyres warm up. Obviously Spike's on 17 lap old tyres, get nice and warm grips and fresh. Poe then will be just starting just to get himself into his groove. And Spike's gone off wide. Spike's lost it at the end of turn 10. But keeps it under control and not pinning the wall. So great recovery spin there for Spike. But a heart and mouth moment. A heart and mouth moment there for Spike. Not what he wanted. Maybe just got a little bit hot-headed maybe into turn 10, eyeing up a move, or maybe just lost it on the curb. But keeps it pointing in the right direction, and literally, main importance, is still ahead of Rapid and Leroy. So Spike then just a little bit on the back foot. That spin will not do him any favours in terms of tyre wear. Very minimal damage on that, but may affect him later on. Still then with the field then just starting to break away and just gapping themselves once again after a round of pit stops in. So we will see then who has made the pit stops in. So Spaghetti's still yet to pit along with Van and K on the other pit. Meanwhile though, Poe has made 2 stops. So Poe then has made 2 stops whilst everyone else has made a stop at least. So lap 29 then. Spaghetti then is your race leader then still yet to make a pit stop with Dan Sinclair in P2 with Lambo P3, Poe in P4, Spike then in P5, Rapid in P6, Leroy P7, Suarez P8, Strafe in P9, Mays in P10, C3 P11, Alan K P12 and Damien B in P13 then. So that is your runners there so far. Maximus, KSC, Fletcher and Siege then. Obviously the 4 retirements so far in this session. So at the moment by looking at it, super soft tyres are looking to be the optimal tyres, but soft tyres have been starting to work into the elements a little bit more now with the fuel being a bit lighter. And obviously the soft tyres being more durable, you can guarantee it to be finished at the end of the race then. So those on the soft tyres at the moment who pitted very recently will not need to stop again unless they get caught up in any accidents or any front wheel damages whatsoever. So then with the likes of Austria then, it is a fast flowing track, easy to get ribbon in. It is highly focused, you got to be careful of where you put entrance of your car, apex and exit in particular. And also you got to be careful, especially on this game, you do not run off rides. You can pick up warnings and you can also pick up penalties like these. Example there, Rapid there, just getting himself a 3 seconds time penalty for multiple warnings, running off ride maybe or cutting the corner too early. This track can punish you, especially in this competition at the end of the season, when it's 100% race distance, and you know you got thinking about your lines every lap, like you know knowing when your marks are, knowing when your referencing points are, knowing when to brake, and know when to push and when not to push. Meanwhile though, Spaghetti is coming into the pit zone, coming from the lead. This will promote Sinclair up into P1 and Lambo into P2, potentially Perry into P3. The question is, can Spaghetti get out ahead of Spike? That'll be another question. So, great pit stop there for the McLaren boys. And a little bit well held there. Meanwhile, there is Spike then coming around P5. And Spaghetti then getting out miles ahead of Spike then. So, obviously, that spin for Spike then has hampered in a few seconds there, which could be a difference there. So, Spaghetti then up into P4 with Spike down in P5. So, top 4 then separated by at least, I say, how about look, about 14-15 seconds in. So from Sinclair down to Spaghetti then is a question of 14 to 15 seconds. So obviously Lambo will be probably thinking of making a pit stop. Not anytime soon. We'll probably see Lambo maybe coming in about, I'd say mid-lap 40s. Mid-lap 40s, maybe just putting on another set of super softs. Just getting to the end. That would probably benefit him much more. Meanwhile though, Leroy then recently out there on a set of softs then. Chasing down towards Rapid then. Rapid is also chasing down to the back of Spike. Although Spike being out on those old tyres and soft tyres for 22 laps now. We'll be starting to go into the phase of the drop-off phase, which doesn't act as a drop-off phase until much later on in that tyre. It's just a case of the performance is just constant, stable, and just, you know, you're not gaining or losing any much out of it. And then it starts to drop off rapidly, gradually afterwards, especially in this 100% race distance. Obviously, on myself, like in my career mode on 2118, you know, I always like to do my career mode race distance wise 100%. That way you can prepare yourself mentally and like knowing the track in more detail, knowing where you can push your car and know your lines. You know, it can literally help yourself set up for anything for league races, especially for like, you know, even if it's like a 50% race, for example, around Singapore, and like, you know, it's an hour-long track. Do that 100%. It's almost a 2 hour, so it like mentally prepares you. Meanwhile though, Damien's on the back of Alan Kay then, side by side, out for P2, and Damien then gets overtaken on Alan Kay then, so Alan Kay down to P13, Damien up into P12. Although Alan Kay is on 31 lap old softs there, and he's still pushing on strong there, Alan. Keep in there, buddy. You can do it. Cheering you on to keep you motivated there, man. So, and then just still, you know, he's not giving up. And he's trying to make the one-stop strategy work, which I think that's what Alan is intending to do. Which, you know, one-stop strategy around here, it is completely 100% possible. Especially with 100% race distance. As long as you don't catch yourself out in any battles there that will catch you out damage-wise. A one-stop strategy around Austria is completely possible. Best way to go for it is the softs and to super softs, or super softs into softs. Meanwhile though, Lambo is into the pits then for the second time then. So Lambo then into the pits, and he's going to put on a set of softs then that will easily get into the end of the race, making himself more beneficial for later on. Now the question is, where is Spike? It's going to be very close here between Lambo and Spike then. Head up towards turn 1, and Spike got the move done on Lambo. He's very close here, and yes he has. Spike then gets himself onto P4, Lambo into P5, but Lambo then vitally gets out ahead of Rapid. Now that was crucial there for Lambo to get out ahead of Rapid there. He did not want to get held up by that Mercedes driver. Although Rapid is on the back of him. Obviously Lambo will take a little while to warm up his tyres. Rapid then with the softer compound, then Lambo has an easy chance to bite at him. Heading down towards turn 4. Can Rapid make the move? He was looking for it. He has to back off away for it for now. Again, Rapid has to do the same as the Spike is trying to do. Push Lambo and try and overtake him as much as possible before his soft tyres get up into reasonable temperature. Again, though, Lambo though still maintaining position. Although Lambo is trying to chase down Spike. Spike there literally on the 24 lap old softs. He's trying to break away as much as possible away from Lambo, who's pitted. Again though, going right at 10-10, normal reasonable racing line there, as long as you don't exceed it over too much. Rapid then has to just concede now for P6 for now. Lambo though goes off wide and he picks up himself a 3-second time penalty because of that as well for off-track excursions. But again, keeping up behind the back of Spike. Heading up towards turn 3, still get DRS down his back straight. Spike they're going off deep. This is open opportunity here for Lambo. Lambo they can try and push on and try and overtake Spike down into turn 4. The battle for P4 is on the cards for Lambo. With fresher tyres it'll be advantage here. And Lambo then gets through Spike then into P4. Spike trying to do a switch back inside for turn 5. Not at the moment. Can Spike trying to go for a move at 6? Not at the moment. Lambo then gets P4. Spike has to concede P5. Although Spike's now got to be careful. He has got Rapid not far behind him, waiting to pounce. Obviously Lambo they're already trying to break the gap already with fresh tyres that will help him out surely to break the gap. Spike then will try to keep on the back of Lambo as much as he possibly can within DRS range. Not just to fend off, trying to keep up close with Lambo, but trying to fend off Rapid as well. Obviously going after turn 1, you also get another bite of the cherry then trying to break away as much as possible. Lambo then almost clearing Spike nearly by a second. Rapid is still not far behind him, within half a second, tenths at least. Leroy's not far up the road either. He'll be, if this battle carries on here, Leroy will be also be involved in this battle as well for P5. Again, Rapid still trying to get close to Spike here. Heading down towards turn 4. Nothing doing so much. Spike there again, locking up. Not going to help his tyre situation any better. Trying to treat them softs like it's the last life on Earth. Meanwhile, trying to let Rapid burn off his tyres much quicker to benefit you. Especially if you're on a harder tyre. Always trying to disadvantage the ones on the softer tyre to make it in your favour. Little racing strategic minded there from a driver. Still though, Spike's still not feeling any pressure. He knows that Rapid's there. Being a Season 1 world champion, he knows what to expect in terms of overtake moves. Rapid trying to look for a move in turn 1, but nothing off it so far. It has aided him more closer here to Spike though. Spike will now be thinking where to defend his car, going around turn 2. Now into turn 3. Can Rapid go for a move? Not at the moment. Spike again with the lock up again. Struggling with the brakes just a little bit quite recently. But Rapid now with DRS. Spike again trying to pull away. Trying to maximise the straight line speed as much as he possibly can. Again lock up into 4. Again keeping it nice and tidy so far. And keeping himself ahead of that Mercedes, which is his vital point here. Although again Spike may need to pit again. Maybe into the lap 50s region. But again still maintaining strong though. He is not letting Rapid have any sniff of an overtake. Defending his lines beautifully. Rapid again going a little bit off wide there, but again keeping it under control. Again now heading up to the first main DRS straight on the main straight here, heading down towards turn 1. Rapid going for a move again. Sora's there again, a 3-second penalty there. Spike there back end, you want to come out again, keeping it well under control. Rapid looking for with DRS again. This time, where is he going to hide the move? Is he going down turn 3 or does he have to go set for P4, turn 4? Spike with a little bit of a lock up there again. Rapid this time is a bit more closer to Spike. This time, Rapid's looking for a move. This time, where? Is he going to try and do it down turn 4? Not at the moment. Again, Spike again clearing just enough ground out the traction zones. By the time he gets to broken stones, Rapid has nothing to answer for. Not at the moment. Meanwhile, Struth and Suarez down turn 4. Struth then getting up into P8. Suarez has to concede to P9. Although Suarez is not giving up whatsoever. Is he going to look for a move down into turn 6? No, not at the moment. Keeping him well under control. Meanwhile though, focusing again back on the battle here. For battle for P5 then. Rapid and Spike. Tyre compound differences is softs against super softs. Lap differences. Lap 28 for Spike. Rapid lap 17 for super softs. roughly equal on terms of wear and performance then. So is it pretty much a level playing field for these two types of tyres battling out at the moment. Again, Rapid looking for a move. Is he going to make it down the inside of turn 3 this time? Yes, this time he is. Spike Soren giving him a room. Side by side on that side, turn 3. Rapid then gets moved down and DRS to assistance. Spike's then not giving up in the slipstream of Rapid. Can he benefit then? He's going to go down the outside this time. Spike lock up into turn 3. Can he get the attraction right here? Head round turn 4, turn 5. Not a moment. Spike then look for a move. Is it into turn 6 this time? Yes, he is. He does the late braking. Pulls up the Dunny Ricard the move. He's around turn 6. And jump done up into P5 then for Spike Rapid. That's a concede to P6 just for now. Alan K meanwhile picking up 3-second time penalty then. Again, track warnings. Which is easily done around Austria, like I said before. Again, no. Meanwhile, though. Oh, and that's Struth. Struth's gone off. What's happened to Struth? He's lost the back end. Where has he lost the back end? Where's the question? Where has he lost it? Looking at the gravel. And Struth then decides to retire from the race then. So that is Struth then being the 5th retirement. To lose out. And he's lost it out between turn 7 and 8 then. Which is maybe one of the zones then to lose out your back end on if your car's not stable. So Struth then being the next victim to lose out. And meanwhile though, have we got a VSC? Have we got a VSC? And the game has not told me that we got a VSC. I'll wait up for the next nearest marker board then. Oh, we got a safety car, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a safety car. And the game has not even mentioned that to me. Well done, Codemasters. I'd love to know when this situation of a safety car. So we got a safety car then now. So Poe then will be effectively leading the safety car then. Sinclair's opted to take the strategy call, then go into the pits. Damien B is also the same as well. So there is the safety car. Poe then is effectively the pack leader then at the moment. Meanwhile though, Lambo is up into P3. Question is, where is Spaghetti in terms of this? He's coming into the pits. So Lambo then up into P3. So then with the safety car then, on lap 41 then, that's brought up a bit more excitement then. This is bringing up the field nice and close here. This is what we like to see. So with Struth then crashing out, making retirement, created a safety car come out then. This will benefit them, anyone for a free pit stop. With 100% race distance, this comes in very handy, depending on the right time of the moment of your strategy. So then anyone who's gone into pits benefit for fresh tyres then. And most of the field they're out on super softs. Spike though opts to go for an ultras there. So he's trying to maybe potentially get the ultras to end. I'd like to see him do it, you know, credit for it where it's due. Poe meanwhile still hanging up there with soft stent. And obviously Lambo is also out there as well on this soft tyres on 7-hour softs. So they may feel a little bit disadvantaged then when it comes down to restart, but still though, this will bunch up the field very nicely then. So as of lap 42 then, Poe leads the way then with Sinclair in second, making a pit stop on the safety car. Lambo in P3, Spaghetti then in P4, Rapid in P5, Spike in P6, Leroy in P7, Suarez in P8, Mazes in P9, C3 in P10, Damien B in P11, which is in that bunch field so far at the moment. He may get an opportunity to be asked to be free to be unlap himself, and also Alan K as well is the same as well. So, you know, maybe potentially see the lap running. So Damien and Alan K be free to be let free then under the safety car. So this has thrown another curveball into this Challenge Cup. It is pretty much open up to anyone's cup now. Obviously with Sinclair leading the way before the potential safety car come out. I should say Poe also is leading as well. It is now pretty much open here. Sinclair's got the advantage of tyre lifing and grip at the moment, but Poe maintaining track position at the moment. He controls and dictates the pace especially when that safety car light goes out. Obviously, they're Poe just trying to push the safety car to try and say, you know, pick up the pace is going too slow. Try and beat the Lewis Hamilton, like, go on, it's going too slow. I want my tyres to be warm up quicker. I want to get going. But again, you know, the marshals and everyone else has to sort out the track quickly, making it all nice and safe. Again, everyone's starting to ghost up a little bit, not ideal here. Just maintain your gap and position. Again, they will get reset back into their position zone. So, Poe will be thinking now where to literally go when the safety car puts his lights out. Where can he bolt? It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Again, once lights goes out, he is effectively the safety car. And that is Damien B, by the looks of it, trying to come through the field. Yes, it is. So, again, Damien, looks like that is Damien B coming through the field, I'm presuming. If I get it right, yes, it is. So, Damien has got a green light to go past. He has the right to pass Poe as he's a lap down. So, Damien should be thinking about overtaking, and obviously the cars behind will be wary. Again, after Damien to get through, but sooner that he gets past Poe and get through, the likes also Alan Kate as well in this as well. And the safety car is coming into the end, coming in is this lap. So safety car is in this lap. Poe is practically the safety car. He is the pace setter. It is up to him when he goes. The safety car line is around after the exit of turn 9. So it's not this line here before turn 9, it's round after turn 9 on the exit. So again, it's up to Poe where to bolt, and it is getting very close. Damien there trying to overtake it very quickly, and there we go, and back on the green light racing in. So Poe then leads away then with Spaghetti in P2, Lambo P3, Sinclair P4, Rapid P5, Suarez in P6. Meanwhile though, Spaghetti then trying to eye up a move. Bear in mind the lap markers are also in the way as well, so they can spice up anything. So then Spaghetti then under pressure here by Lambo. Obviously Spaghetti though on the freshest set of tyres. Won't take him long to reheat his tyres. I like those on the soft tyres, which will take a little bit longer. Meanwhile though, Spike gets up and move on Suarez then, up into P6 then. Again, keep an eye on Spike though, he is on the softest compound going. Meanwhile though, Spaghetti then trying to get down to chase up to Poe as quickly as possible. He is on used softs and trying to benefit as much as possible on a brand new set of super softs. This is now effectively the full race to the end of the race, and anything can happen here. Any of these positions here have got a strong chance of winning it, and with the field being bunched up due to the courtesy of the safety car, it all will play in their favour. So then as of lap 44 into lap 45 now. Oh, and there's a Red Bull, Toro Rosso there, of Lambo there. So Lambo there lost it on the exit of turn 10. And that's not going to do Lambo any favour. He was in prime spot there as well. So Lambo there, losing out turn 10. Meanwhile there's a massive huge battles here going on with Spike, Rapid, Suarez, Leroy, Mays as well, all in the mix here. And meanwhile though, that is Rapid there trying to go up on the inside there, or Spike there. Again, Spike maintaining ground at the moment. He is on the softest compound going, so he's got beneficial of the tyres he wants at the moment. Rapid is under huge pressure here. Suarez trying to go around the outside, but not at the moment. Rapid maintaining position. Leroy's watching this ongoing at the moment. Alan K meanwhile is down into P12, lost up to Damien then, so Damien up into P11, Suarez in P12. And meanwhile though, Rapid on the back of Spike, although he has got to be careful. Rapid has got Suarez behind him, he also got Leroy behind him, also Mays as well. Again, all in contentions at the moment. Halfway through the race, Spaghetti then sent 1 minute 7.2 then. So Spaghetti is on the charge then to chase down Poe, and looking at it, don't see why. He's literally half a second behind Poe, and with DRS now inactive, heading up towards turn 2, turn 3. Spaghetti then going for the move into P1. Can he make it stick? Can he make it in the braking points? Yes, he does. He's got it covered. And he's up into P1. Poe then has to concede to P2, although Poe has got DRS. Keeping on Poe. He will have a chance to bite back. Nothing wrong with him trying to. Is he going to make it down to turn 4? No, it's not. So there's Spaghetti then up into P1. Poe down into P2 then. So Poe then struggling to get the tyres back up into full working range of the temperatures then. Although he's got to be careful. He has got also Sinclair and Spike also not far away from this as well. Rapid as well. This is all pretty much everyone within under a second of each other from the range of P1 to P9. This is pretty much anyone's game now. This is pretty much anyone's trophy. Even though we're on lap 46, we're not nowhere near the race just yet. We've just gone well over halfway. Spike, meanwhile, 1 minute 6.8 is the fastest lap. So Spike is the man to keep an eye on. He is on a charge. Spaghetti then, at the moment, leading with half a second away from Poe. Again, obviously this stage of the race, fuel will be lighter. He can still push on. Poe though is not giving up. Although Poe's got to be careful of his tack because of this man, Darren Sinclair as well. He's there ready to pounce if anything happens or comes his way. Darren will be there to collect it. Meanwhile though, Poe, he's now got to think very carefully. Where can he attack? And also thinking to defend as well. He doesn't want to be trying to aggressively or defensively. He's got to keep at his constant rate and constant pace, constant lines. Anything and everything. Again, taking a bit of a wide line into 9, which is benefiting him at the moment. Spike, meanwhile, picking up another penalty then. So that's not going to help Spike whatsoever. He is still pushing on though. Trying to get within reasonable of this gap up ahead. Although Spike is starting to come under pressure then. So one McLaren on the pressure, the other one is also under pressure as well. We've got to keep an eye on them though. Poe though, going for a move on Spaghetti then. Headed up towards turn 3. Barrel for the lead here, net P1. And Poe's got the move. But where's Spaghetti? Spaghetti's doing the switchback. Has Spaghetti got this move covered this time? He's trying to do the switchback. He's getting very close. He's got DRS advantage. Heading out towards turn 4. He will have the inside line for turn 4. Can he make the move in turn 4? Ooh, very close then, very hard-hearted. Poe getting the move done around turn 5. Again, Poe keeping around the outside, which comes to the inside for turn 6. Again, keeping it nice and covered there. Poe then just getting ahead of Spaghetti. Although Spaghetti will have fresher tyres in terms of grip and performance-wise than Poe has. As Poe's got durability in his favour later on. But Spaghetti still pushing on. He's now got to be careful. He has got Sinclair behind him as well in this as well. Again, DRS is enabled and is active for Spaghetti and Sinclair. Heading on towards turn 1. Not at the moment for a move. Maybe down into turn 2, turn 3 area. Again, DRS active. Heading up towards turn 3. It's Spaghetti going for it. It's a very late lunge. It's a very half-hearted move. It's Poe saw it coming, keeping him room. Side by side. Through turn 3, heading down towards turn 4. Again, Spaghetti's got a slip in the slipstream. Poe going defensive now this time for turn 4. Poe's got the inside line. So making Spaghetti work the wrong way around. Spaghetti getting switched back for turn 5 though. Poe then losing it out on the exit there, turn 5. Spaghetti's got the move covered at the moment. Can he get around turn 6 though? That's the question. Can he hang around turn 6? Yes, he does. Now about turn 7. Oh, that is very close there. That was very close there. Sinclair then he get caught up with Poe then, trying to do a dart move into getting his right lines for turn 7 and 8. So then, Poe then losing out to Spaghetti once again. This time though, eyeing up a move once again to get P1 off Spaghetti then. Going for the move number 1 for number 2. Poe can make multiple moves and weaves as much as once. Spaghetti cannot. You're going to make 2 moves. Again, Spaghetti then keeping it covered at the moment. The more they keep battling, Spike's in the background chasing up to this pair as well. Poe going for the move once again. Heading up for turn 2. Inside now, comes outside for turn 3. Has Poe got the move covered? Yes, he has. Spaghetti though, once again, going for the switch back. And also got to be careful this time. Down this time is more closer this time than ever. He's going for the move. Heading 3 wide. Heading down towards turn 4. Very close here. Very close again. Great respect for the drivers up there so far. Poe then maintaining P1. Spaghetti P2. Sinclair P3. This is actions onto this safety car. Thank God for safety cars, eh? Again, Poe getting off a little bit wide, touching the grass, getting grass on the tyres. This will not benefit Poe whatsoever. Sinclair can try and capitalise on this as much as he wants, but at the moment, Poe maintaining ground again, taking a very wide line into turn 9. Again, keeping it stable. Again, no, oh, and that was a McLaren going off track there. That is a McLaren then going off track, and that's Rapid. What has happened? Rapid then going well off track there. Again, so still keeping position at the moment. About for P4. Again, there is 2 sets of trains. You got a train for P1. You just got a train for P5. It is hard to keep an eye on. Although I will start to switch back to the back train though. Again, Suarez and Leroy, Rapid, and Mays as well, all in this mix. C3 as well, so don't exclude him as well. He's in this mix as well. Leroy, they're going to move on Suarez. Can Suarez be able to lose another position? This time to Rapid. It's going to be very close side by side round turn 5. At the moment, maintaining position. So Suarez is up into P6. Rapid down into P7. And C3 and Mays will be watching this battle unfolding here. Meanwhile, though, Sinclair is chasing onto the back of Spaghetti. Spaghetti on chasing on the back of Poe. Spike is also watching this unfolding. Could be Spike's games if he can play this in his own favour. This he can get scrubbing up and they tangle up. Spike will be there to sweep it and take the positions. But Poe though, lap 52, still maintaining. A little bit back and happy there, but gets away with it. Spaghetti there still maintaining distance. Sinclair then just keeping a little bit back away, just watching, see what happens maybe. But again, keep them reasonably close in case Spaghetti makes a mistake or Poe makes mistakes. Meanwhile though, C3 and Mace side by side on the exit turn 3, heading down towards turn 4. DRS is enabled between them two. Rando versus Red Bull. Maze then keeping their head at the moment. Meanwhile though, this battle unfolding from P5 then Leroy, Suarez, Rapid and Maze and C3 also in this train. This is a battle here for P5 with 4 cars in the mix. Again, Leroy keeping well under pressure there. Not being effective from the cars behind. Meanwhile though, Rapid and Maze. Rapid then coming into the pits maybe. Yes he is. Rapid taking the correct line this time. Coming to the pits. So lap 53, Rapid is coming in. Then maybe he's seeing something. They can maybe get himself out of ahead depending on what's going on. Meanwhile though, Spike they're just starting to fall away from them just a little bit. Maybe a sign off tyres just eking off in terms of performance. It's going to be a bit risky on him, stretching it out as much as he can. Meanwhile though, overtakes galore going on the back. Suarez and Leroy, Mace and C3 jostling here for position. Again though, keeping them well under control. Lambo is also coming into this as well, so Lambo is now the next person to join this train and see what he can get out of it. At the moment though, Poe though, still maintaining the lead. Sinclair though is getting mightily close here to the back of Spaghetti here. And anything can happen. Oh, Poe then nearly losing it between turns 9 and 10. Again, keeping it pointing in the right direction. Spaghetti then with DRS active. Sinclair, DRS active. Sinclair getting a double toe advantage out of here. If he keeps within the slipstream, gets his power mode straight up into overtake. He can overtake these two. If he gets reasonably close, again, it depends on the next 2 cars are up ahead, doing the same thing as well, trying to break the gap. And up towards turn 3. Again, keeping it well under control here so far. Still stalemating each other out just a little bit. Meanwhile, though, oh, and that is Spike. What's happened to Spike? Lost it on the exit turn 3. No, that's unfortunate for Spike. He was doing well there. Has he got any wing damage? No, he's not, but he's lost a lot of time here to the cars around him. Meanwhile, though, Lambo is picking up 2 positions here. Mason C3, Hammer and Tongs out there. Spike getting back at A position at least. He's overtaken C3. Now Spike though has to consider making another pit stop strategy, or is he going to carry on to the end of the race on that same set of tyres? It's possibly done, but at the same time he'll be losing out in terms of performance. It looks like Spike is coming into the pits, maybe heard my words and literally thinking, get yourself another set of boots on, get yourself going, get yourself pushing. Meanwhile, Leroy and Suarez going for another overtake battle here going on. They got them two, got to be very careful. Lambo's not far up the road. Leroy though, going for the move on Suarez. Battle for P4 on the cards around turn 2. Leroy got the move covered up into P3. Yes, he has. So Leroy is up into P4. Suarez down into P5 then. Rapid meanwhile says the fastest lap in 1 minute 6.4. Great lap time there from Rapid. And he's got himself ahead of Spike in that as well for the jump. So Rapid and up into P9 then to keep an eye on him. With a pace like that, if he keeps banging them paces out quickly, he'll be catching up to the rest of the field here. Figure of speech here, but you know what I mean. Meanwhile though, battle for the for freeway battle then, up in the front then. This is battle for the cup. Spo then, literally trying to defend his position as much as he can. Spaghetti under pressure here from Darren, and also trying to battle Whippo out in front. Heading up towards turn 1. The Spaghetti going for a move. He's going for the move this time, round turn 1. Can he make it covered? Yes, he does, but he picks up a penalty there, so I'm pretty sure he'll maybe ask to be given up that position, maybe, depending on the sure situation. But Poe then up into down into P2, under pressure then by Darren. Darren trying to go around the outside. Can he do a switch back? No, he can't. He can't pull it off just yet. Poe then into P2. And obviously he may have to settle there and try unless Spaghetti makes a mistake. But he has kept Spaghetti up behind him for quite a while, so he might try to benefit, let him eke out his tyres and come back to him. But with 56 laps gone, with only 15 to go, it's going to be very tight. Although those 15 laps will be coming very quickly here, as it is a very short track around Austria. Lap times again at the moment averaging out in at least 1 minute 7s. Fastest lap time we got going at the moment is a 1 minute 6.4 then, so averaging lap time from across the field at the moment, I'll say 1 minute 7.2s, 1 minute 7.3s. So yeah, so it won't take long then in terms of near the end of the race. Meanwhile though, Suarez is starting to close on the back again of Leroy then. These two have not been separated from these tracks whatsoever. And again, the amount of respect them two giving to each other so far racing is tremendous. Again, all know each other's how they race in the leagues, but when it comes to, as for Spike says, 1 minute 5.4 is the fastest lap time. So obviously, they all the drivers know each other's moves when it comes to league racing. But when it comes to Challenge Cup, and obviously especially if you're battling your teammate's no longer your teammate, he's your enemy. So they're all treating each other as they're racing for themselves. No matter if they're in the same car, you're battling each other. And that's what racing's all about. Pushing each other to its limits in the fair respect of racing. Without making contact, which is a non-contact sport. But can't expect all that to happen. Meanwhile though, C3 and Maze. Once again, battle for P7. Maze under pressure then by C3. Meanwhile though, Maze then goes off track, picks up a 3-second penalty. C3 then got the arrest advantage, heading up towards turn 2, turn 3. Goes easy going for turn 3. No, he's not switching for the outside. Trying to go for the inside switch back. Not at the moment, but C3 though has got brilliant traction purchase off that exit of turn 3. Right on the back of Maze's diffuser, heading down towards turn 4. Is he going to get the move done by turn 4? Maze is going for the back on it. Oh, they make contact there. Side by side wheel, touching wheels there, but again, no wing damages whatsoever. Still maintaining side by side battle here. Again, C3 trying to go up the inside of turn 6 this time. Can he make it stick? Maze still hanging around the outside. Tremendous from Maze with the amount of grip he's got on that car. Keeping around the outside. Again, brilliant driving for them two. Knowing each other's limits. Pushing their car to the fair edge. Meanwhile though, Sinclair and Poe. Sinclair this time getting past Poe, then to Poe down to P3, Sinclair up into P2. Meanwhile though, switching back though to C3 and Maze then. Maze up into 7th, C3 down into 8th. C3 though trying to get through Maze once again. This time he's got to plot his path and think of a different move. Trying to catch out Maze where he's not expecting it. Meanwhile, Suarez picking up another 3-second penalty then. Not going to help his root cause at the end of the race. Meanwhile, that's Maze. Maze making a mistake there on the exit of 10-3. That's benefits C3. There goes side by side, is he? Going heading down towards 10-4. Can C3 make the move on Maze? Not at the moment. Maze maintains P4 properly. With a heart and mouth moment there. Could have completely lost the card there, but again, Maze keeping it well under control. And keeping it well out the walls, which is a good thing there. So, Maze up into 7th still. C3 down into 8th. Sinclair, though, is starting to catch up on the back of Spaghetti, which we'll be starting to switch to now, actually. Because 12 to 11 laps away now. One of these two maybe become the Challenge Club champion of Season 3. Sinclair, though, going for the move on the inside. Turn 3. Can you make it stick? Spaghetti going for a switchback. He's known for a switchback move. Again, Sinclair, though, breaking away as quick as he can. Suarez making a move on Leroy, but we're watching this battle here. This is the main importance of the lead and potential of the cup. Spaghetti going around the outside of turn 4. Around again, turn 5 as well. Can he make it stick? No, he's not. Sinclair then, up into P1 then. Spaghetti down into P2. And I think he just made a little bit of mistake and lost of time. But again, keeping away from him whatsoever. Meanwhile, though, as the battle's going on, Suarez and Leroy, P4 and P5. Suarez up into P4, Leroy down into P5. Well, they got to be careful. Meanwhile, though, Spike and Rapid. Spike and Rapid around turn 4. Side by side at the moment. Rapid, though, still maintains position. He's beyond the outside this time. Spike will be up on the inside. Spike then up into P9 then on a fresher set of boots. Only 2 laps difference between them two on the same compound of tyre. Meanwhile, though, again, no. Leroy, Suarez, them two, still dueling it out. Still got the same in the pace. Similar bit of track they say they're overtaking on as well. Turn 2, turn 3. Leroy, can he get the move done this time? Oh, and Suarez is at the back of him. Hits the back of his diffuser. But again, luckily, no wing damage. Again, Lambo in the background watching this all unfolded as well. So, Leroy heading down towards turn 4 then. Suarez in P5. Lambo right on the back of him in P6. Obviously with Lambo making a mistake, he's feeling it more out of sync. Rapid and Spike again, side by side, dueling it out. Rapid getting the move back on Spike. Although Spike is not giving up, he's looking for a move against on Rapid. He's going for it, he's going for the lunge. It's like breaking in again, making contact there. Spike making contact there with Rapid there. But again, concedes the position to Rapid, being fair sportsmanship of Spike, so... Obviously Spike again will have to think of where can he overtake Rapid next time around. And obviously how we can approach it. Again though, Rapid though doesn't look too quick on this occasion. Spike right on the back of him. Obviously next 2 corners are not overtaking moves. But if you can make it stick, you're making an unorthodox move. I've done the move around turn 10 once. As long as you make it stick and trust in the driver, you can do it. Meanwhile though, over the line they go, heading down towards turn 1 then. Meanwhile though, C3 and Maze once again battling out. Turn 3. Maze going around the outside. Can he make a stick? Getting a little bit of contact on acceleration. But again, keeping away with it. Maze then will be looking for a move. Suarez and Leroy once again switching positions. Maze trying to make a move on C3, but at the moment, not at the moment. So C3 up into P7, Maze down to P8. Meanwhile, bound for P4 then on the cards between Suarez, Leroy and Lambo then. So this is about for effectively P4. Suarez trying to be defensive on Leroy. Leroy trying to go for a move around turn 9 and 10. Well, not at the moment. Lambo though is on the back and he's watching this very carefully. He can possibly jump these two if these two get tangled up with each other. Leroy going for the move up into turn 1. Can he make it covered? At the moment, yes he has. Again, poor exit though. Suarez gets the move back. Lambo this time is going for the jump. He's going to jump one of them, or is he going to jump them both? He's going for both. He's got one of them at least. He's going to try and get through Suarez at the moment. Suarez is not giving up. Late breaking again. Again, keeping each other multiple room here. Great respect for them too. Again, Suarez getting the advantage of DRS. He'll be able to pull away from Lambo. Lambo still sticking with him. Side by side, heading down towards turn 4. Leroy watching this unfolded again, contacting them wheels there. Lambo then has to just concede for a while, trying to go around the outside of turn 5. Suarez is out of position here for turn 6, and Lambo takes position then around turn 6. Then so Lambo is up into P4, Suarez into P5, Leroy down into P6. But again, though, these two can still keep up with Lambo, though, because he is on older tyres. Although aging-wise, about roughly the same in terms of grip and wear, though, so equals it out a little bit more. So they're all coming over the line. Lambo trying to pull away. Suarez going for the move around turn 1. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. Lambo has to escape off right. Again, across the grass. He will have grass in his tyres now. He'll be less advantage on grip. Heading into turn 2, turn 3 braking zone. So Lambo's got to be very careful on the brakes here. Again, Suarez keeping the car under control here. Lambo under huge pressure. Trying to get through this battle here, which is getting caught up with very nicely here. Producing great drama. Again, though, Lambo trying to get rid of Suarez, this time around the outside of turn 4 and turn 5 once again. Can Lambo make it stick? Not at the moment. He's trying to go around the inside of turn 6. Can Suarez make a stick around the outside of turn 6? He's trying. Oh, very close to contact there, but again gets around turn 7 and turn 8. Again, around the outside of turn 7 and defending in turn 8. Suarez has got the move covered at the moment, giving it tight, well in on the inside. He's got to be careful not to be thinking of trigger on the inside of the pit lane line. Again, keeping it nice and reasonable here. So Suarez and Lambo maintaining positions P4, P5 respectfully. Although, again, DRS is active. Suarez is the disadvantage here. No DRS. Lambo's got the move done by turn 1. Yes, he has. Again, no. Lambo with no DRS this time around because he's lost out. Suarez is going to come back at him. Leroy's trying to keep up with him as much as they possibly can. Side by side in there was turn 3. Once again, Suarez taking a little bit deep, giving Lambo the room on the inside. Suarez taking a brilliant traction purchase exits, more grip here on the outside of the exit wise. Lambo keeping with him. Suarez going heavy defensive, trying to make Suarez go on the outside, but it's not working. Lambo has to go a long way around. Ooh, very close to having contact there, but again, Lambo they're going off a bit wide. Lambo keeps making these mistakes more often. Leroy's going to have a sniff on him and trying to overtake him, but Lambo keeping it reasonable there. Again, going off wide there as well. It's not going to benefit his tyres whatsoever in terms of grip and performance. Let no tyre life as well with it. They're heading up towards turn 9 once again then. Lambo still eking very close here. He knows he's got a quicker car. He's just got to play his game carefully here. Obviously, DRS is helping him for the first half of the track at least. Lambo going for the move this time up in turn 1. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he does at the moment. Those Rapid trying to get back on him, although with Rapid no DRS is going to be a disadvantage as soon as he's out of slipstream time. Lambo will know he has to defend the inside line for turn 3 to make it covered. Suarez trying to make the move. Not at the moment. He has to settle for P3, but he will have DRS advantage again on Lambo. Question is he close enough now to try and go for the dive down into turn 4? He's going for the dive. Oh, Lambo turns into Suarez there again. Didn't realise the cover there. So side by side, turn 5 again, side by side, turn 6. Suarez still maintaining the outside line there, the grippier line. Again, Lambo giving him a room. Round turn 7 and turn 8. Here we go, great camera shot here when they both come round. Still side by side. Lambo again has to concede once again to Suarez. And these three are constantly battling it out here, non-stop. Again, great respect and driving between these three for going on for a few laps here. The thing is, the more they keep squabbling, C3 is closing in on this pair. Again, Lambo once again up into P4. Suarez down into P5. He has to be careful with Leroy coming up behind him. Suarez then with DRS heading up towards turn 2, turn 3. C3, they can see these got squabbling in the background. Suarez trying to go for a move again into turn 3. Side by side, very close. Oh, Lambo, they're getting off right there. Lambo off right then, so Suarez then maybe could have potentially benefit there from that, but he's got to be careful. He's got Leroy also now in the mix of this. Suarez going down the inside, turn 4. These two don't get contact here because he's looking very feisty here. Again, making a little bit of contact there, but gets away with it. Leroy now looking for an opportunity to get past these both. As they beat these two keep squabbling around the same part of the track. So the Suarez stick gets pushed off right there, but Lambo, they're pushing Suarez off wide. Leroy going up into P5, Suarez down into P6. Now Suarez has got to be careful because C3 will be coming up behind him not very long as well. So C3 and Suarez then battling with Lambo then. Battling too much, costing him a bit of position there to Leroy. So Leroy then up into P5. Meanwhile though, Sinclair and Spaghetti then are very close then after we're on lap 68 out of 71. And this is getting very, very, very close here. These two are battling out for that top spot. For that top spot of the Challenge Cup trophy. Only 3 laps to do it. And they've been very constantly close throughout this race. Obviously, since the safety car has been restarted. So, they're both on the same tyre loaf, same tyre compounds. The question is, who can utilise what they got to the end of the race? Sinclair, they're trying to break the gap as much as he possibly can. Spaghetti trying to keep it reasonably close to Darren after the gap now is extended to a second at least. So at the moment we come back to them if it comes a bit closer. Meanwhile though, this battle here for P4 it is still ongoing. Lambo not breaking away quick enough away from Leroy. Again, Suarez then obviously being the loser out of this battle then due to battling with Lambo. Lambo again, once again, goes off wide. Again picking up another penalty. No, that's Rapid, sorry. Rapid picking up another penalty. So, Leroy now will be looking to try and find the move past Lambo. As his tyres will be starting to drop off as well, same as Leroy's as well. So they again, super softs and softs, if they're on for longer laps, is roughly about the same equivalent to super softs dropping off. So again, it's equaling out the gaps at the moment. Despite not making much of a progress move on the charge up the field. Not at the moment anyway. Since he put on that set of ultra softs, maybe a wrong strategy call for him. But he's still not giving up though. Meanwhile though, lap 70. Spaghetti though is still very close to Sinclair here. Who is going to get the top spot? This is also down to penalties as well, and also down to anything they're involved in collision wise, but I don't think these lot have been involved in collisions. Just fair racing. So, lap 70 out of lap 71. The lap is very short here. Spaghetti is running out of time. He's got one more shot of the arrest, and he's got to time that overtake to perfection. Preferably by the last DRS zone. Meanwhile though, Rapid is into the pits again. Maybe he's pitted too early on this set of ultras previous 21 laps ago. But Spaghetti then still trying to get close. Meanwhile, that is Darren going off wide there. Darren is starting to struggle. That is a sign there, because obviously Spaghetti then will be eyeing up a move. They're on the final lap now. So it is down to them two to sort it out on track. Around turn 1 for the last time. Leroy has left the session, so that's unfortunate for Leroy there. Meanwhile though, battle for P1 on the cards. Sinclair versus Spaghetti. Who will get the top spot? Who will be the Challenge Cup or Season 3 champion? And who's going to take the next 2 spots? But Spaghetti then not picking up the move where he wants to. He is very close this time to Darren. Darren will be literally trying to defend his position all he can. Spaghetti trying to eye up any moves as possible, even if it's in unorthodox places. Again, he is still reasonably close here to Darren, pushing him to the bitter end here. It is going to be very close here to the line. Darren's got the next 2 corners. If he can nail it right and not make a mistake, he'll be fine and get over the line. The question is, Spaghetti's right there. Pressure is on him. So Darren in on his way here to claim victory of the Challenge Cup. Has he got it? Yes, he has. Darren Sinclair is your Challenge Cup champion of Season 3 then. Poe will be taking up P2 due to penalties courtesy of Spaghetti then. Lambo then will be in the next car over the line there, round to P4. He has got Suarez right behind him as well, pushing him right to the end then. So Lambo then comes over the line in P4. Spaghetti then, where will he? Suarez then picks up P4. Lambo down into P5 then. C3 then will be the next car of the line, and he's spun it. C3 has spun it. He's gifted Maze. He's gifted Leroy, who's like not finished. Although he goes up to P5 due to penalties. So Lambo down to P6. Maze in P7. C3 reverses over the line in P8. He could have finished up the field there. Spike meanwhile coming over the line in P9. Rapid then will be the next car, who's also spun as well. I'm pretty sure he knew that. He's got the line covered. Meanwhile though, Alan K coming over the line in P11. 1 lap down though. He'll be happy. He'll be just finished the race. Also, Damien as well. So, next car then. We'll be wrapping on the lead lap. I'm presuming he wanted to do a donut. Just to put himself on the stream there. Out on the donut. But still though. With all of that going on though. No. Rapid's going to do another salute there. Off the donuts again. Come on, Rapid. Bring your car in, boy. It is a Friday. I think everyone's, to enjoy himself and recover after the fantastic racing season. But your race winner then, and your Challenge Cup World Champion of Season 3 is Darren Sinclair, aka TTG Sinclair. So, your top 3. Spaghetti, Poe, and your Challenge Cup winner, Darren Sinclair, taking the top spot. Wow. What a race. What a race. That is the amazing 100 lap race distance and commentary I haven't done solo. Amazing racing, and credit to everyone taking part as well. Providing a great action there. And the safety car there playing a factor as well in this as well, so all to have for. So the other officials on the official results then. Sinclair taking the top spot with Poe in second, Spaghetti in P3, Suarez P4, Leroy in P5, Lambo P6, Mays 7th, C3 8th, Spike in 9th, Rapid in 10th, Alan K 11th, and Damien B in 12th. Struth, Maximus, KLC, Fletcher and Siege there not finishing the race. But my word, who can I give for the driver of the day then? I'd like to praise. It is a very tight one for me who I can give for a driver of the day out of 100% race. But, I'm going to give it to Suarez. Reason being because he and Leroy have been battling out again, fighting cleanly and everything, nice and fair, like everyone else across the field. And giving up determination and strategy and everything else with it. So I'm going to give Suarez there my driver of the day vote on that one. Right, unfortunately, I'm not going to do any interviews after that one, unfortunately. Obviously, because I got shoot off very quickly, very soon. So my race highlights then. Literally non-stop. If you can probably tell by my breath, I haven't even really stopped much. And if anyone's got out there who's listening now, can you give me a pair of heart and the lungs, please? That'd be great. But still, though, congratulations there to Sinclair then getting the top spot. Then obviously Poe taking up second place, and Spaghetti then picking up the third place pieces of the Challenge Cup honours of trophies and medals, respectfully. So then, going into the adverts then throughout the week then coming up. Tomorrow night we have got the Project Cars League starting up tomorrow night. So join Andy tomorrow night on that one. It'll be literally the league will be consisted of the Formula C spec cars around Project Cars 2. Featuring around many of tracks like the terms of Donington, Snetterton, Brands Hatch, Silverstone, everything all going on. So tune in to tomorrow night 8 PM then to see Andy hosting off the league, commentating for the Project Cars to race for the Formula C League. Sorry, my voice is losing there. This is probably not a surprise for the 100% race. Going into Sunday then, we have got TTL F2 then, of the last 2 races of the season. 8 PM being Brazil, 8:45 being Abu Dhabi. So join Jack with me on that one for Sunday. 8 o'clock for Brazil, 8:45 for Abu Dhabi. Going into Tuesday, we have got the Challenge Cup of the TTL F1 on Tuesday. That'll be hosted by Kieran. So you can join Kieran now at 8 o'clock on Tuesday on that one. Then on Thursday, it will be a start of the new league of TTL F1 then. You can join Andy and Kieran for that one, for the start of the around round 1, I believe season 13, around Austria. So, great way to start the race then, and to start the race up in Australia. It was a great track, and it was always great to have a debut on that one. And obviously, as you probably might think, I'll be there Friday. However, due to commitments coming up, I won't be able to do Fridays. So I'll really be back in the future in terms of, like, you know, doing the commentators on a guest appearance. But as I'm like potentially moving house and stuff and everything like that, and trying to get myself sorted, it'll take me a little bit of time just to get myself adjusted and sort it out and everything. So I will not be doing Friday commentating for a while, at least until I know for sure. But, you know, I might be back, you know, maybe racing Friday as a one-off, maybe back as a commentator, like, you know, as a guest appearance. Also maybe back, obviously I won't be able to do Tuesdays or Thursdays anymore either, for racing-wise. But again, you know, I might be back as a reserve for that as well. Or maybe jump in the box with the boys and, you know, have little chats and giggles and do a bit of commentary as well. So, yeah, it's pretty much the same as an end of an era on that one for me, unfortunately. Like I said, it has been an absolute pleasure, you know, to do commentary for you guys on a Friday, giving up my time to do it, you know, loving to do it. So, obviously, you know, you're all going to be missing me, like, doing my commentary and everything, keeping you all up to dated, you know, making myself like myself and just throw in anything I can throw in. All I can say is keep watching the channel. There's always going to be a commentator around, you know, to keep the channel going. And also the lads as well, the likes of Kieran McGinley, Andy Campbell, Jack. Them guys also do a great commentary for their respective leagues as well, for us as well. So, you know, I've learned a lot, obviously, from Kieran when I started commentating, because I joined him as a guest appearance when I had race band once in Austin. So, you know, I'll give him full credit to Kieran there, you know, give me all the tips and everything I need to know for commentary. So, kudos to him. And also kudos to Kieran and Andy there for great partnership for Tuesday and Thursdays, and also for esports racing commentaries as well. Obviously, Jack though, obviously doing the League 2 of the TTL F2. Again, kudos to him for jumping on board on that one, and, you know, putting up a great performance on the Sundays. So yeah, that is pretty much like an end of an era there for me, unfortunately. Like I said though, I will be back, you know, someday, racing or in the comms as a guest appearance or as a guest appearance racer. So keep tuned. I'm sure there'll be someone here for next Friday to start off the league, which is like down to 10 to 11 seasons per season, around 10, 11 races per seasons. So, till then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with me, watching me doing the commentary for you guys, filling your entertainment for Friday. We'll see you soon. Take care, and I'll be back. Try to be back as soon as possible, but I'm not going to guarantee it. But I'll be back in the distant future as a guest appearance or a racer, and provide you all an excitement. So, take care all, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.